is a 9 by 12 inch piece of masonite primed in gesso, and today I'm going to use oils. On smaller pieces such as this, I generally use acrylics, but today I'm going to switch it up a little bit and use oils. On my palette I have titanium white, ultramarine blue, cerulean blue, cadmium yellow, Indian yellow, alizarin crimson, 3 earth colors, burnt umber, burnt sienna, and yellow ochre. And this is liquid. It's a help to thin the paint out some and makes the paint dry much faster. It's called liquid. All right, this is a farm area not far from where we are. And I'm going to start with my darks. So ultramarine blue and burnt umber. And I guess we'll start right back here. Oils are so much different in some respects than acrylics because they do cover very well, whereas acrylics don't cover so well. Often on my acrylics I have to go over it 2 or 3 times before it actually covers, but not so with oils. I think that's one reason people like oils so much, is that they do cover. The disadvantage is they can get muddy real quick if I'm not careful. Okay, let me see. Yellow, blue. Let's put in these dark trees back here. I'm going to put a touch of white in there just to give it a little bit of distance. And maybe a touch of red just to bring down that green. A little too green. There we go. I think that's better. I won't be talking throughout this whole video. I'm just going to paint here and let you watch for the most part. I'll add a few comments now and again. Right here we have the fence. And it's in shadow for the most part, so it's leaning towards a cool color, so I'm adding this cerulean blue here. And I'll paint the grass and field in between these posts. Now, you might be wondering why I don't paint the background first and then put the poles in over that. Well, I could do that, but I found that doing it this way often gives me a more painterly look to the painting, to paint between those areas. And if I put in that background, chances are this dark color would start to mix with the lighter color in the background, and then it would become muddy looking. And I really want to stay away from that muddy look. Well, this field back here is very dried up. Not much color. So here we go with the field, painting it between those fence posts. See, I'm painting over the fences, but I can go back and sharpen those up. I want to get enough paint on here so it really looks like an oil painting. If I don't use enough paint, if I use it really thin, then the whole painting looks weak. It just looks like it's very non-committal. So I have to have enough paint on there so I can see those brush strokes. Otherwise it looks like a watercolor, and oil paintings that look like watercolors just don't appeal to me. These brush marks are sort of the language of the artist, so there's no reason I would want to not have that in there. Now I use oils on a lot of my larger paintings, but these smaller ones, not so much. Mostly acrylics. Really, there's not that much difference. I mean, it's just paint. It's really not the material that I'm using that makes the painting. It's what I do with it. Now, the next step is really any choice. I could do the sky, the roof. It really doesn't matter that much. I think I'll put the sky in. It's kind of a blue sky, but I want to put some yellow ochre in that, just so it's not real bright. Just cut across the tops of these trees, being careful not to dip down into those trees very much, or else I'll pick up that green, then I'll end up with a green sky. And one of the lightest parts of this painting is the roof here, but I think I'm going to warm it up, make it look slightly rusty. This one over here is very rusty. I'm going to make this one rusty too, just enough to give it some color. I'll just paint this straight across here, then I'll drag those vertical strokes into this solid area. Yeah, that's going pretty quick. Well, I want to get this entire painting covered, so I guess the next step here is the road. There's a shadow on the road, which I like. So put that shadow on first and paint the lighter areas over it. It's a long shadow running across the road there from a tree back here or something. And a shadow from the barn right across there. Now for some lighter color for the road. As I look at this photograph, it's very neutral, but it tends to be on the warm side. Often when I don't know what color something is, about all I can do is just say to myself, is this a warm color or a cool color? And leave it at that. And not try and get into too much worry about exactly what color it is. It's more important to get the values right than the color anyway. There, now I'll put some of that light road look down here amongst the shadow. Now these shadows are softer, so in just a moment I'm going to soften that whole area. Just want to be sure I have enough paint on here and that this whole area is covered. Right back here the road makes a turn, which I like. I'm going to take my pure white and just lay that in right there where that road turns. I don't know, just a pure white sort of brings my eye, brings the attention back there a little bit, brings the eye back there. And maybe that road will extend over to this side. Now I'll mix up more green. And I'll take some of these trees and flip that up into the sky. Now I can't blend these, I just have to put this color on there and leave it. If I blend it too much, it's going to mix with that sky. And I'll add these dark areas. Some posts holding up the barn. Let me try and soften this some, just with a light touch. I'm just going to go over that very lightly. I need to tidy up these fences. Since I've painted that background over that, now I just need to go over these fences one more time. I really need some negative areas in those trees. It's just a big stripe of green. So I'll mix up that sky color again, kind of a grayish color. And put a few negative areas in here. Here again, I can't blend this. I just have to tap that color in there and leave it alone. Right over here, there's a tree. See what happens if I go over that? Instantly becomes lighter. The tree just looks too much by itself there. I think I'll put another one in. I guess I'll put another one in, maybe right back. Boy, this is kind of risky. Okay, I'm going to get a very small brush. I'll put a little bit of a sway back to that roof. And I think I'll do the same to this one. I think the only way to fix this tree is to wipe it out, because it's just picking up too much of that paint underneath. Although, I just don't like that tree in there. So I'll just take it out altogether, which means repainting a little of the sky and everything. But, that's not a big deal. It's just wiping it out and going over it. Yeah, it just wasn't working. You'll see how quickly this just comes back to where it was. Yeah, you see there's the sky already back in. No problem. I'm never afraid to take things out if they just don't look good. It's really a better alternative than struggling with something that you probably know isn't going to work very well. You keep fussing with it, and then before you know it, it just gets worse and worse. Now I'll just put the trees back in and the foreground there, and we'll be ready to go. There's enough paint on this foreground where I almost don't need to load my brush up again. There, almost as if it never happened. Now there's a nice shadow being cast by this fence. So I'll drag that down, and then I'll drag this shadow out for each one of these posts. And here's the last large post. And this is the shadow from the post going across. Here are a few tree trunks back here. And I'm going to lighten this area back here. Once again, I have to cut around the fence. That just gives it that nice painterly feel. And I'll do that right around this shadow too on a few of them. My pure white. I'm going to put this really heavy on the road, just so I can see my brush strokes. A few more dark areas right down here at the bottom of the post. I take that same color and drag it over to the side where the shadow is. So that's dark, same dark, just pull it over. Real dark, pull it over. Well, I think I'm just about finished with this little oil painting sketch. I'm going to call it a sketch because it's not very detailed, not a lot to it, but I've got the basics here. I've got my lights, my darks. I've got a fairly interesting composition, and most of all, I enjoyed painting it. So that's it for this particular piece. Thanks for watching.